Attention, this is Grafton's mayor with a priority message. Workers are planning an illegal protest here in Grafton. Ladies and gentlemen, I hereby deputize any and all armed citizens to quell this impending riot. Grafton Steel is a major contributor to my campaign, and therefore could not possibly be guilty of everything I've said.
Hey, good to see you again. Welcome to Fort Atlas. Looking to sign up? Or just curious? Well, either way, I guess it's not me you want to talk to. Most of the fort's off limits to civilians, but if you're interested, Knight Shin's in charge of the new recruits. He's very serious about protocol and security, so you'll have to speak to him first if you want to get anywhere. Welcome to Fort Atlas.
real duties to attend to. The outer perimeter is still insecure, the provisions aren't properly stowed, and we're awash in hopefuls. I have no time to be babysitting civilians.
Your duties are what I say they are, Knight. Your objections are noted, but this is a direct order from your commanding officer. Help us put on a good face for the little people. We just moved into their backyard. They're nervous. Show them we mean no harm.
If you insist, Paladin. If there's nothing further, I'll have the completed report on your desk shortly.
I expect nothing less from you. As you were, Shin.
Paladin.
If anything tries to attack, we'll be ready.
This better be worth it.
All this concrete, places like a tomb.
We should spend less
I
time
have everything I need.
here. Just future we decided.
I'm never gonna make a name for myself holding down the fort. When will I get to
Ain't no kind of life wrapped up in metal.
Military-grade hardware, more common amongst the ones from California.
We're here to protect the people. They'll learn that in
If
time.
you're here with a request for the Brotherhood, get in line. I don't have time for you right now. Did he? Initiate Dorsey is supposed to be manning his post at the entrance, not acting as my secretary. I am not known by my initiates for tolerating foolishness, outsider. Persist in that tone, and you will learn how much less I tolerate from civilians. Initiate Dorsey is too trusting. But I can't fault his commitment.
Recruits?
Perhaps he sees something in you worth our interest. Are you another aspirant to our order?
We're gonna be invincible.
If you mean that, then you are right. But if that's sarcasm, I recommend you stow it. Immediately. Normally, I'd stick you with the other hopefuls until we decide whether you're worthy. But, if you're serious about joining us, you've got good timing. There's something you could do for me that would help the Order and demonstrate your qualities as a candidate. We've had a number of civilians show up here at Fort Atlas, asking for one thing or another from the Brotherhood. People are afraid, or want something, or are looking to involve us in local squabbles. Civilian outreach is not my specialty. There's too much left to do to secure this facility. If you're really interested in helping, save my time.
Greetings,
Interview the
civilian.
petitioners, find out what they want, and report back to me.
If anything tries to attack, we'll be ready.
Do this right. Don't make me regret giving you the opportunity. Conduct yourself properly, and we can consider putting you forward as an initiate candidate.
I imagine the Brotherhood will object.
This is a security office, not a social club. If you're not finished, get back to work.
All this concrete, places like a tomb.
Disorder is to be expected in a place that lacked Brotherhood oversight for so long. Still, this is...
I want it.
think our saviors have finally arrived.
To understand the past as well, or we'll make the same mistakes going forward.
I'm gonna join up and take on the wasteland.
You better have something useful to say to me. Oh, can't even come to me himself? What, he needs to requisition some more armor polish? All right. Keep it cool, Sean. So, what's he got to say to me? The problem is that a couple of these Brotherhood clowns showed up and took a bunch of my stuff at gunpoint. Now, I'm a peaceful man. I really am. I sure wasn't equipped to deal with armed thugs requisitioning the little I've managed to put together for myself. Never understood the Raiders. I like the quiet life. I don't need much, and I need trouble less. But after this, I get it. I came here to give the Brotherhood a chance to make things right. Else maybe I go to Crater and start doing things their way. At least they don't pretend to be the good guys. Hey, thanks. I just needed someone to listen and take me seriously.
This place goes sour and we're all...
I hope you can convince them.
Mark my words.
Another nuke. We arrived in Appalachia not a moment too soon.
Have my eye on you.
Ooh, imagine the stuff I could smash in that tower. Hey! Yeah, you. Who do I... You don't look like one of these Brotherhood yahoos. Name's Tally Lane. What's your deal? Shin? He the scary guy with the stick up his butt? Alright, shoot. Yeah, that's right. Big shiny guns. Now, all the talk in the area is about these Brotherhood folks with their high-tech toys, and I thought, Tally, you gotta get some of that. For self-defense, of course. Just so me and some of my poor, innocent friends can protect ourselves from all the nasty folks out there.
Yes? Something I can help you with? I am waiting to speak with a Brotherhood representative. I have no interest in small talk with strangers. The severe gentleman in the power armor, yes? Dr. Edgar Blackburn at your service. And what did Knight Shin want to know? I had heard that the Brotherhood possessed advanced technology. As a doctor and a scientist, this was of great interest. My research is always in need of equipment and materials rather difficult to obtain by scavenging and bartering. I came to see if an arrangement could be made, but from what I can see of their operations, given the state of my fellow supplicants, I would hypothesize that their needs likely outweigh my own. Thank you.
This better be worth it.
Did you wish to speak with me?
Look what the Rad Roach dragged in.
This place goes sour and we're all in for it. Mark my words.
The efficiency of Brotherhood respect.
Well, now, look at it. You with these... Well, it's about... So, what's this? A fair trade's what for the cause, they said. Yeah. So, in return, I want these steel boys and girls.
Fortifications appear adequate, if rushed.
Fair enough.
You looking at something?
Speak or go away. I do not tolerate eavesdroppers.
What the heck does
Do not attempt. Have you finished the task I gave you? Good. Let's get this done. I have the list from their arrival. Give me the high-level overview. The Brotherhood is not a charity, and unless the Doctor intends to provide. Our job is to procure and protect technology, not fund civilian scientists in developing it. If the Doctor's research until then, it is. Next report. We are not mercenaries here to serve as guards for anyone with some goods to trade in payment. That's irrelevant. The Brotherhood cannot simply be hired out to every farmer and homesteader. We have our own concerns. Enough about that. What's next? No. We are not arms dealers. Listen to me. The Brotherhood is not in the business of arming civilians. End of discussion. Moving on. Impossible. Whatever happened, it was not us. That sounds like something Paladin Romani would say. But what he believes is of no concern of ours. Our people did not rob this man. We are not involved, and it should remain that way. That's everything. Against my initial judgment, you have shown that you can take orders and make yourself useful for the Brotherhood. You need to lose those soft civilian instincts, but I will make note of your assistance in my report to Paladin Romani. Should you wish to join our ranks, I will not oppose your enlistment. I grant you permission, provisionally, to enter the compound proper. Go to our scribe Valdez. You will need her support as well if you want Paladin Romani's attention. Be vigilant, outsider. I gave you a job to do. Unless you're done, get to it.
We're all links in the chain.
old mining firms built here.
Everything makes sense now. This is... The fight is just beginning. Stay disciplined.
Scorched plague. I've seen nothing like it.
The Elders have so much to teach us.
His hands on the
How
sick.
about get to meet them in
Fort
person?
Atlas is in good hands. Night Shin's trained as well. Find, protect, and preserve.
Order, learning, protection. I have everything I need here. New recruits, night shifts training, weapons, a base like this. They're gonna be invincible.
The settlers want to rebuild, but they're only looking to the future. We need to understand the past as well, or make the same mistakes.
I made it, Scribe Takano. Hello, civilian. I don't mean to be rude, but what exactly are you doing up here? Oh, a prospective initiate. The Night Shin sent you. And I guess we're both in luck. Paladin Romani makes the call on new recruits, but the Knight and I have some influence. It just so happens I'm in need of someone to help me out on a little mission. If you're interested, I can bring you along and put you to work. Do a good job, and I'll send a recommendation your way. How about it? Didn't even have to think about it, did you? Let me give you a quick rundown of the mission before we start. Our new base is littered with old technology, but there's something in particular I want to investigate. It's down in the bowels of this place, a part of Atlas that we've cornered off. I'm not keen on going alone, so I'd like some backup. Any questions before we start? Great! Unfortunately, I need to finish up a few things here. Head downstairs and I'll meet you in a bit.
The Elders have so much to teach us.
I want to visit Fortify. I'm not sure I can stand the sight.
Go home. Let us take care of things here.
Think of everywhere we've been. This old place may hold the most promise.
Greetings, civilian. I have my eye on you.
I wonder what legacy I'll leave to the scholars.
I'm never gonna make a name for myself holding down the fort. When do I get to go out and prove my worth?
Science solved a lot of problems back in the day. But what else are we? I'm glad we guard our tech closely.
To understand the past is
Good, you're here. So, how do you feel about reading comprehension? I was hoping to start out by sweeping the area for documentation left behind from before the war. Are you trying to get on my good side? Because that's how you get on my good side. But enough about that. I'd like to get started. Let's head downstairs and see what we can turn up. This must be Dr. Hammond, Atlas's lead scientist. We recovered some of his holotapes and logs in our initial sweep of the area. This tech down here is his handiwork, and he couldn't give it up. Even after the war, I should make arrangements for a proper burial. Here's a document. This looks like what we need. I think this is good. Let's talk for a sec. That should be enough to start. Let me take a look. Atlas decommission report. So the project was in bad shape after all? I knew it sounded too good to be true. Fascinating. Wow. This is some seriously classified stuff that I just let you read, isn't it? I wasn't supposed to show you any of this. That's a mature attitude to take. I really appreciate that. There's only so much I can tell you, but I'll share what I feel is relevant. Atlas wasn't exactly an observatory before the war. That was just a front. The military conducted research here. Pretty advanced research. We're down here to investigate and see what's worth salvaging for the Brotherhood. I did ask you to help, after all. It's only fair you're prepared for what you might find. Now, let's follow up on some leads from this report. I'd like to do a quick inspection of some key components that should be nearby. There's probably a terminal around here. If it's still running, we can do a diagnostics test. That will tell us about some of the less accessible hardware. The report mentioned that the machine's intake pump was under a lot of pressure. Let's find the release valve for that and give it a spin, see what happens. Finally, the lower core on this level should have a wiring box. Should be a simple inspection. You can have point, but I'll be looking over your shoulder the whole way. Take note of the details and we'll discuss how it goes after. Interesting. Does it for the inspection. Let's talk. All right, let's go over the inspection results. The diagnostics check revealed some issues. Flux disruption in the induction loop, intake valves ruptured, and the ion focus? Oh, misaligned. Next, we have the release valve. That went... Well, what was your assessment? Not okay. Explosive decompression is not what we're looking for. Last but not least, the wiring. The wires were... Yep. I think the warm reception they gave us also points to that. Okay, well, sorry about the pop quiz. But in general, you're handling yourself well so far. Nobody does, outside of a classroom. That's why I love to evaluate new prospects this way. If I'm going to recommend you to Paladin Romani, I need to know you're serious. Can you pay attention? Think on your feet? If you can, you earn my favor. If you can't, then, well, maybe I reconsider my recommendation. I'm worried about what our inspection turned up. There are a few parts I'd like to extract and examine in my lab. There's the pressure gauge, the core processor, and the ion focus. They should be upstairs. There's a lot I can learn from examining them. If we can pull them out and get them back to my lab in I want to take some notes on the core up there, so I'm going to leave the parts removal to you. Each. Any questions? Or are you ready to get started? I'm counting on you. Let's see what you can do.